Hey everyone, Harry here to talk about Allen Weisselberg, the new witness on the stand at the fraud trial brought by New York AG Letitia James and currently underway in Justice Arthur Engeron's state trial court. Without Donald Trump, who showed up for 2.5 days, I don't think we expect to see him much more, although possibly if and when he's called to testify. Well, wait, what did I just say? Called to testify? I thought axiom number one is Trump doesn't testify. That's in criminal cases where he can be forced into all manner of perjury situations and the like, and where he has a Fifth Amendment right to assert. So same thing here for Allen Weisselberg. What is going on? The New York prosecutors are the ones who've called him to the stand. And why is he testifying? Okay, so first, his ability to invoke his Fifth Amendment rights is limited because he has, to a certain degree, involving the subject matter of the allegations, waived that right because he's already testified, including at the previous criminal trial, which resulted in his going to Rikers Island to serve several months in the penitentiary. So that's first, and then second, it's a civil trial, not a criminal trial, and the difficulty with this is why Trump participated in the deposition in E. Jean Carroll and also here. If you take the fifth at a civil trial, the fact finder, who in this case is the same as the judge, it's a bench trial, which is, you may recall, to Trump's great chagrin. He lifted up his arms and dramatically gestured, "Why don't I have a jury here?" and prompting a whole round of speculation about his lawyers having failed to ask for it, etc. But anyway, at a bench trial, if you take the Fifth Amendment at a civil trial, if you take the Fifth Amendment, the finder of fact, be it a judge or a jury, in this case a judge, can and is instructed, in fact, to apply an adverse inference, in essence, that what you would have testified to if you hadn't taken the Fifth would have been bad for you, and along the lines of the charges here. So you have Weisselberg for that reason, when he's being called, having waived in part and not wanting to have the adverse inference, he takes the stand. And this is a guy now who's been, really through the ringer. He is the ultimate loyalist, having started work for old man Trump, stayed there, and, to many people's assessment, including my own, he, if anything, slanted his involvement to emphasize his own culpability over that of Trump, goes to jail as a 73-year-old in Rikers Island, which is, as jails go, and not a walk on the beach. And he's just been the loyal accountant. So again, he steps forward, and again this morning, he'll be on for longer, but he gets hammered. So the big issue here involves, for this morning, the Trump apartment, which is the probably thing that is impossible to justify. Some of these outrageous valuations, you have Trump trying to say, oh, it's all subjective, or somebody could have bought it for that amount of money. 10,000 square feet is 10,000 square feet. 30,000 square feet is 30,000 square feet. And it's just a blatant lie. Moreover, the contours of that lie became clearer today with Weisselberg testifying, because the prosecution produced a document showing the accurate size of the apartment, something like 10,996, when it was purchased around 1994, I believe, and Trump signed it. So he knew, in fact, what the right amount was. So that's really bad for him. It's also really bad for Weisselberg, because then Trump changes things, and we get the 30,000 valuation that is used to defraud banks, insurance companies, and the like, and they would have been reviewed by him as the CFO in the company. So they're put in front of his face this morning in trial, and what's he gonna say? Basically, he got a case of I don't recall-itis, and he said, why is it you had seen that you knew it was 10,000, and now here comes these documents like his financial disclosure form calling it 30,000. Why didn't you notice or keep that from happening? And basically he says he just didn't remember. Now, the discrepancy first came out in a Forbes magazine article. The reporter had done a pretty good job and knew about it. This is, I think, around 2018 or in that area. And at that point, it's shoved in front of Weisselberg's face. What did you do then? And what did you know? Again, he just doesn't quite remember what happened. But then they produce emails showing it's clear that this is brought to his attention. And he does a sort of two-step where he says, basically, I don't remember. Here, let me, and I never even thought about the apartment. So he's basically having to acknowledge with the Ford's person that this discrepancy is put in front of him. So he says two things: somewhat inconsistent. I never even thought about the apartment. Just somehow, he just looked past it, and it was de minimis. So the difference in valuation, he's saying, just didn't amount to something. It's like Trump had first said he has, $10 in petty change. Now he says he has 30, but it just didn't register. Well, that put him in hot water for having to get a de minimis. What is de minimis, Mr. Weisselberg? And when pushed around on that, he offered maybe 5% or so. But with the figures they were talking about, $5 to $6 billion, that's $300 million, which starts to look not very de minimis. So if his defense to overlooking, not remembering, not doing his job with respect to $300 million is de minimis, it's not gonna fly, and it's not gonna help him escape criminal liability. But he obviously knew, or it had obviously been brought to his attention, and he just had to bob and weave. And again, the loyal guy, never met, that didn't come up with Trump, and it's all me. Well, why? Well, I don't remember at all. I just didn't register to me. Well, really? And plus, it was de minimis. It's not a good look, especially, what makes it not de minimis is not how much the difference in valuation is. If you see an apartment, it's listed at 10,000 and then at 30,000, and you're the CFO of the company, that is not de minimis. Because it's such a huge discrepancy, it really doesn't matter what the valuation is. So Weisselberg, out of the box in his first few hours of testimony, gets beaten up pretty badly. More bad stuff is to come. It just feels like, as did the previous trial, that he's, ready to, he knows that they're going to lose this trial. Of course, his liberty isn't on the line, just a lot of Trump's money that he tries to be loyal and protect if he can. Ever the now 74, 75-year-old loyal accountant. The next he'll probably be on the stand for at least another full day, maybe more, and there's probably going to be some more hard blows scored by the Attorney General's office. It'll be interesting what they try to do to rehabilitate him on what's called the cross, even though it will be by his own lawyers. And of course, he'll have an opportunity, which he may well take. The normal reasons not to take the stand are very much obviated when he's already testified here. So we might see him again in the defense portion of the case. But for now, he's starting out very unsteady, and having had a few haymakers from the AG's office land on him, and looking not very credible for a CFO. Talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and other Talking Feds content, Please take a second to like and subscribe. Talk to you later.